Podcaster is back on your screens, and as seen on Burna Boy's stories, December has officially kickstarted, and I'm pretty sure all our IJGB boys and girls have already purchased their tickets to storm Lagos, Nigeria. Now, my favorite part of their visit has got to be all the entertainment and pop stories that will erupt from Dirty in December in Lagos. While we wait anxiously for that, today's story will definitely pique your interest. Now, a lot of people are wondering why women have to be the ones to let go of their maiden names after marriage, while some people are wondering how much more crazier this paternity fraud issue is actually getting. Now, today's H is about being ghosted, because Lord knows that there's going to be a lot of ghosting this December, and you'll need to get ready. My guests are ready to take on the discourse with me. Welcome to Popcasa. Now today we have really esteemed, beautiful guests here with us. We have the wonderful AROWOSADE TEMIDAYO here with us, digital marketer, client-serving executive, like you're giving us all that whole executive vibe going on. How you doing, Dayo?
Yeah, I'm good, and you, Oluchi? It's nice.
He's giving me calm man energy, like giving calmness. I'm like, I'm good, Oluchi. How you doing?
Yeah, you know, we rich people, we don't make noise.
Rich people, we don't make noise. Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk about that in a little bit. And we have our very own dark-skinned female giving us gorgeous chocolate vibes. We have AMIOLA sitting right here. I love red on you, baby.
Thank you. It's December, Christmas, you know, it's giving.
You're getting in the vibe. You're matching with my trousers.
That's right.
We're pairing together. I love it. Now let's get right into the discuss. Now people are asking, why? There's so many different questions. Now let me give you a backstory. So a lot of people are asking, why do women have to be the ones to change their last name, their maiden names, you know, when they get married? Why can't I just keep my father's name, or why can't we do a compound name? Now let's get into it. I'll give you a backstory on this. Now here's the backstory. You know that Rita Dominic just recently got married. And after her wedding, she added her last name, her husband's surname, which is Anosike, to her bio on Instagram. Now, after putting that, some people were not comfortable with it. Now, some people thought that, why do you have to add your name? It's a household name. Why are you going to add Anosike to it? Now, she on her Instagram, what it shows is Rita Dominic Anosike. Now, reacting to this, a Ghanaian media personality, Dinah Twumasi, queried why women always have to be the ones to make such changes. She pointed out how Rita Dominic, who is a household name, has to change her identity to her husband's. I personally don't think she's changing her identity, because, I mean, in the bio, it just still says Dominic. There's still Dominic, there's Rita Dominic. But hey, the girl is asking. Now I want to ask you. I mean, what, ladies first, because baby girl, we need to talk about this. We're the ones that get to change our name, right? So do you have any personal issues with changing your surname to your husband's name?
I personally said that if I ever do get married, I'm not removing my surname and adding somebody else's name. My name is always going to be AMIOLA AGUDA. And so if you're an add-on, then I can add. So exactly what she did. Yes,
is what you're going to do.
Is what I'll probably do. And in Ghana, for example, you know how you say you are from where your mother is from. You're not from where your father is from. So I think it makes sense to have that argument that you should just take your mother's name, because your mother is the one who gives birth to you, right? So it's the woman's name that should trump everything else, I think. Honestly.
Oh, that's what you think. I mean, I like how you say I think, because it's like, it's me. I'm going to tell you what I think. So, Dayo, would you be okay if your wife wants to keep her name and maybe compound it with your own name as surname? Or what if she says, I just want to keep my name, I don't want to add your name, or I want to compound the name? The two options, would you be okay with that?
First, let me say, this thing, I don't know, it's just all these online in-laws that we have here, for example. So actually,
online in-laws, yes.
Because I know she's getting married here.
Yeah.
And then she decided, okay, she's going to change her name.
Okay.
The brand name is there. Rita Dominic is there. Yeah. Then she adds her husband's name to here. So I don't see any problem with it here. It's just Nigerians that always try to like take things and then make things out of nothing. And the so-called person talking is from Ghana.
Yeah, and to be honest, in her tweet, she even said Mrs. Fidelis Anosike, which is not what she did. She said her name is Rita Dominic.
Rita Dominic, exactly. So, we were about to go right to that tweet right now. So here's what the Ghanaian media personality actually tweeted, which she has now deleted, because I'm sure the backlash would have come right in. So she tweeted just hours after her white wedding, a household name, a global brand, Rita Dominic is now called Mrs. Fidelis Anosike. Why? Why must women always have to be the ones letting go after marriage? I mean, she did not completely let go. She said, Rita Dominic Anosike. But you know, when you are doing with Sabi, you are going to put your own inside. And she made it Mrs. Fidelis Anosike, which is not what she said. Now, is there any chance you will be open to bearing, this is for you, Dayo, is there any chance you'll be open to bearing your wife's surname? Because some people have said, some women have actually said, you know what, the man self will bear my own name. Is there any chance you'll be open to bearing your wife's surname?
You know what I feel, this thing is just basically whatever works for you. Whatever you and your partner agrees, that's the best thing. That's what works for you,
Okay.
You are evading the question.
No, I'm not. I'm not.
Down in his mind.
No, wait.
Down in his mind.
So it doesn't look like I'm evading the question, I won't probably do that. And I won't marry somebody that wants that to be like the priority of marriage.
He has put out his list of reasons why he will not marry you, just in case you didn't know.
So
you didn't know. Know it now.
And I think actually where the problem is, everybody's just trying to form the woke generation here.
Okay.
And that's part of the issues we're facing now. Because I see there's no problem. There's no big deal.
There's no big deal.
Your forefathers have been doing it.
Yes. So I'm going to, just cut in there.
Okay.
The fact that our forefathers have been doing it does not mean that they've been doing something that is like because they've been doing it means it's right or that's a stamp.
Okay, yeah. So I just want to ask you here, what's actually the problem if you bear your husband's name?
So it's like I've had this identity my whole life, and because I'm getting married to somebody, I then have to change my entire identity. I have to change my entire identity to that man's identity. Okay. So it's like she has even done Rita Dominic Anosike. But there are women who go Mrs. Fidelis Anosike as their own names. Or even in churches, you hear them say Mr. and Mrs., the man's name and surname. So like, what happens to the woman's identity? I totally understand people arguing that.
That, exactly.
Okay, yeah, and then let's go the scriptural way here. The Bible says here, a man and a woman, they will come together. Yeah, and they will become one. Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you leave your father's house.
Exactly. So why not now just create a compound name with both your surnames?
Okay. So
how is it going to make sense to you?
I know a couple that did that, and they joined their surnames and made it a compound name. So that's their own family name now.
Okay, yeah.
So we're actually trying to say.
I mean,
but actually, this thing here is not because we are trying to form woke generation.
Aside woke generation aside, now, Amiola, would you ever say, or would you feel comfortable to say, I want my husband to be my surname? Would you actually not a compound name right now? My surname.
No, I don't want him to bear my surname.
You don't want him to bear.
No.
Okay, now I want to ask you both this question now. Let's say the reverse was the case. Let's imagine for a split second you're in Mr. Easy's position. Die or you. Imagine you're in Mr. Easy's position, right? So let's imagine you're in Mr. Easy's position, and for some, you're probably getting married to a Dangote, an Alakeja, and a $10. Would your previous answer be the same answer as it is now? Would you?
You know the answer I will give you here. Let love lead.
Oh wow!
Love overcomes everything.
I'm for compound names. I'm for starting your own surname and your own family name. I'm for that. So if you're not trying to take somebody else's identity, then create one for your family.
But then back to the question here, on a serious note, I don't think I will allow that. The only thing that could just happen is just add the name to it. That's it.
Okay, let's get right back. Now, from what I've read online in some places, now Korean tradition states that only children get to inherit their father's or mother's names. Now, never the wife. In Malaysia and Korea, it is a local custom for women to keep their maiden names. And although there is no law stating that they cannot take their husband's surname, it is relatively foreign concept. Now, custom dictates that women keep their surnames in many Spanish-speaking countries as well, including Spain and Chile. Now, Amiola, traditionally, are you required to change your surname to your husband's when you get married? Are you required?
In Nigeria, I think that it's expected to change your name to your husband's surname, yes. Am I personally required? No. I'm not.
So it means you're not gonna do it.
No.
Is your wife going to change her name? No, be honest now. When you marry, if I marry you now, are we going to hear Oluchi Harrison AROWOSADE or Oluchi AROWOSADE?
Or no. Mrs. Dayo
AROWOSADE.
Okay, so like I said, we're both going to sit down and then it's for 12 of us here. So we're actually going to sit down and then talk about it. If it's what we're both going to agree on. No, but to me, I feel it's not an issue here. If we both agree and if she wants to add a name to it, then that's fine. We're going to do it. It's going to make the marriage work. It's fine. There's no problem. Okay,
if we both agree, as Dayo has said, we will try to work it out. I realize that she's not required to, and I kind of feel you, sister girl, the compound name and all of that. We still have a lot coming back on Popcast, and we're talking about something really, really skeptical. I mean, this paternity fraud issue has been going back and forth. Now we're talking about it on Popcast right after the break, so keep it locked. Welcome back to the show, guys. We're still taking a stroll in the world of entertainment and pop stories, and we're just about to get into our next story, which brings me to ask, now, how much more crazier does this paternity fraud issue get? There's a lot of story that has been going on, and this one is taking a new turn. Now, it's no news that paternity fraud runs deep in the society, so much so that a lot of people actually believe that 90% of the first children born into a family isn't biologically the husband's. Now, I've had arguments like this with some men, and they are convinced, completely convinced, that most first kids are not biologically the fathers. Well, let's hear the story that takes us to a pretty different turn. Now, most times, it always ends up that it's probably the ex or something like that. Now, this story takes a pretty different turn. Now, a medical doctor on Twitter, Dr. Penking, narrated the circumstances of a couple whose marriage was built on infidelity and forgiveness. A lady slept with her ex few weeks before she got married. She confessed to her husband and he forgave her. 9 to 10 months later, she gave birth. Her ex claimed that the baby looks like him and demanded for a DNA test. Now, the husband thought he was crazy and agreed to run the DNA test, also to shame the ex, but only if the ex would agree to bear all expenses. Petty young man paid for everything, including traveling and lodging expenses in Lekki for sample collection. The result came out. Now, probability of paternity of index A, 0%. Probability of paternity for index B, 0%. Now, for those of you who do not understand, it means the child does not belong to any of them. So no matter the ex, matter the future, matter the current, it didn't belong. Now, that's how Kasala are boss now. And I know that. And I know we say men as scum, but can we just take some time, just a little bit of time to mold small trophy for these women? Because may not be like they will not recognize them because more. Like, we need to just small trophy, just like, let's recognize that you people are trying. You people are trying. I'm saying you people as if I'm not one of them.
No, actually, that Omo you said is not even enough. You're supposed to say Omo.
Omo times 1,000. So first of all, are you of the opinion that most first kids are not biologically the fathers? Because when I was talking about this, I could see Dayo nodding his head like, yes, they are not. So let me ask you first, Dayo. Are you of the opinion that most first kids are not the fathers?
I am not of the opinion, yeah. So it doesn't look like the whole childbirth thing is based on like infidelity. Let me say like that. So I feel what the best thing to do is what you just do is you get to, I don't know, what I've already made up on my mind was once my wife is giving birth or something, not I don't trust you or something, but then I think we need to run this DNA thing. You need to run it. Because it's actually crazy.
Not like you don't trust her, but we need to run it.
To be sure. This is somebody that forgave his wife even after cheating. And then at the end, it's not even for two of them. So you can even actually try to trace the thing. If you be like saying, maybe the sixth guy.
Hey, we didn't know about the sixth guy, but AMIOLA.
Let me tell you what it is. That lady did not only cheat on her husband with her ex. She cheated on him with him. More than one guy.
That's what I'm saying.
But she only confessed the ex to the husband. Okay. So then that's the problem. However, I don't think that it just nullifies the validity of the first child being the father's child. I don't think so. I think that there's a lot of room for rough play.
Rough play. There's a lot of room for rough play,
especially because it's like your first child, so you can. I mean, subsequent. Actually, you never really know because subsequent children might be from different fathers as well.
She's giving me something to be scared about. I'm scared a little bit.
I'm just saying, like, before a person marries, most times you want to just like close up all unfinished business.
Okay.
I'm just saying, like, there are people who want to do that, right? Like, I'm going to get married now, so let's just
do what I want to do.
Last time.
In that doing the last time, you did not think of being careful that you won't carry the baggage into the future you're going to.
Why are you saying as if it's me?
It's not an asking question. You're the one that tells us, so we cannot.
It's a question.
I'm saying she might then decide that I want to be careful and use protection, and then she might just want to be reckless and just tie up these unfinished businesses.
Okay, now someone on social media said when it comes to paternity fraud, Nigeria has a high level. Ask your family doctor. So people, they actually say that when it comes to paternity fraud, 3 out of 10 men actually do not. 3 out of 10 men are not the biological fathers of the kids that they currently are training or they currently are taking care of as their own. Why is this so awful? Like, why is this number so high? Why exactly is this number so high?
I think that some men can't actually father children and their wives just help them out.
Okay.
And to like hide their husband's shame or whatever it is.
Okay. You're not agreeing. Tell me why you didn't agree.
Tell me why you didn't agree. What's wrong with adoption here?
I mean, some men don't even want to admit that they're infertile. Do you understand me?
Okay.
So like instead of the woman already, she's figured it out, or maybe she just thinks that, okay, this is my husband, let me go and try with another guy and see.
Yeah, we'll let him go and try with another guy.
Now that tweet also says that women normally run to the most financially stable partner when pregnancy occurs. Now, Amiola, do you think, as the lady, would you say that it is true that, once there's pregnancy in the picture, the woman will most likely run to the most financially stable partner when pregnancy occurs?
And just multiple guys?
Yeah, I mean, it's time, maybe you're probably about to get married, or maybe you're seeing multiple guys. You get pregnant, the most likely this one can take care of. Is it normal that, is it actually true that ladies
I understand the logic behind it, because you want your child to be taken care of.
Okay.
And I'm not agreeing with it. I'm not saying it's right, but I understand the logic behind it, because you want to be comfortable, you want your child to be comfortable.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, since we're all in this,
let's just do it like that.
Let me just.
And then it now leads to this paternity thing. Because at the end now, if the guy can say, make her go on this check and make her see what's in there.
And then you find out. Okay, now Dayo,
to be honest.
Dayo, let's assume you're the ex who has spent all your money trying to be petty and get your baby, and you find out that the baby is neither your own nor the husband. It not even belong to you. Now you know that this lady is for the streets. Officially, it is confirmed. What are you going to do? What's going to be your reaction after all that money you spent?
You know the funny thing here? I would just be there and I'm with the husband here, and I could just tell the guy, see, you just go collect one bottle drink. let's actually sit down and then.
I just clear your head.
Clear your head.
You just clear your head. See, I really feel like we all need to clear our head, because this problem.
Because do you know how much it is to run a DNA test?
It's actually quite a lot. It is a lot to run a DNA test.
And then it's paying for the feeding, the whole expense and everything.
We will definitely come back to this discourse right after the break. We're going to take a quick break. Keep it locked on Popcasa. Welcome back to the show. On the Itch today, I want to know if you've been ghosted, because this girl's tweet has me in stitches, serious stitches. Now, @_Moria tweeted a few days ago, I think for me, it's the lack of effort in his composition. She made a tweet recently. She says, this man ghosted me for 3 days and texted me the next morning saying his charger stopped working, but he ordered one and it came in this morning. Now, bro didn't even care to make up a good lie. I mean, for me, I feel like it is the lack of efforts. You ghosted for 3 days, yeah? And then you come back and you're telling me that you have misplaced your charger. And now you have bought a new charger. You ordered a new charger. I mean, you use your phone to order a new charger, but you couldn't reach out to me.
Let's play the devil's advocate. Maybe he ordered a new charger with his laptop.
I yelled you. I believe you. So now let me ask you, Amiola. Have you ever been ghosted? I mean, have you ever been ghosted? And how lame was the reason for you, like, for the ghosting? Have you ever been?
There's no need for the follow-up question, because I've never been ghosted.
You've never been ghosted because hot girl?
Exactly.
Exactly. Dayo, I look like they have ghosted him. They have done him.
You did jump ghosting like steady.
Okay, wait. What's the lamest excuse you've had for being ghosted?
Okay, yeah, I think somebody tells you, okay, she's busy. Yeah, I've been busy, so busy. But then we have like another group that you're on the group,
there.
And then you're commenting.
Active.
And you're telling me you're busy.
And you're busy.
How? And there are times you come online and then you see a post, and then she tells you that, oh, I'm busy, I've been so busy, work has been stressful, I've been doing this, I've been doing that. The time when you get to the post, you even reply, and then...
I actually feel bad for you right now, and I want to ask this next question. Since you have never been ghosted, I know that you have ghosted people, Amiola. I can see it in your eyes. Your eyes is casting you have ghosted people. Amiola, how many times, can you even count how many times you've ghosted people? And what's the limit excuse you've given?
And if I ghost, I'm not going to give an excuse.
You just
I'm
blank.
Just gone, like, bye.
Hard guy.
There's no need to, if you're ghosting, just be a ghost.
And then ghost with your mind, your future.
Do you ever, have you ever ghosted, Dayo?
Nah, I ghosted a lot of people.
Never ever. Dayo seems like a really nice guy.
He's done it.
You've done it?
Yes. Why you having so much?
And you are complaining that somebody ghosted you?
Well, you know, at times you just want to be, and you just want to like leave some people.
You're mean. You're mean. Well, you guys, these streets are extremely wild, and you really gotta take precaution. this is actually even that December period. So especially now that you know that I just got back calls are about to start rolling in, you don't want to get ghosted in January, baby. And that's all we have on Popcast today. So stay safe out there, you guys. Yeah, guys, here at Guitar. Have a nice day.